NYPD is looking for the guy. Somebody's radicalizing our students, says Deputy Commissioner. Uh-oh. I don't know who could it be. Who could be radicalizing these? This TikTok. It's on TikTok. I don't even tic-tac-toe. I don't fuck with that, so it's not me. Promise.
And Chief Shell's going to talk about some of the literature and the leaflets that we found at both of these sites. One being here at the new school, the other one being at the NYU. I just want to say, and I said it before, there is somebody behind this movement. There is some organization behind this movement. The level of organization that we're seeing in both of these encampments here and at Columbia.
Got to be someone else, right? I mean, yeah, no, there's, I don't know, there's guys out there that say a lot of stuff. And I think that, I don't know. I love Israel. As you guys know, I'm Israel Chai, okay? You know this. I know this. We know this. We love Israel. I've been watching the TikTok compilations of the Israeli Defense Force. I'm the son of Israel. I'm the son of Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm such a fan. I wear the tightest capri pants you've ever seen with flip-flops and listen to techno music on repeat. Everybody knows this. I am a massive fan of chocolate hummus.
Leaflets on how to protest. Leaflets on how to commit civil disobedience. Leaflets on what to do when you get arrested. Leaflets on what to say to the police when they ask you. There is somebody funding this. There is somebody radicalizing our students.
Bro, they're so mad. They're so mad that these kids are actually doing too good of a job. They're too organized. They're doing too good of a job. And these motherfuckers are just bent. They're so goddamn bent that they can't just use their regular tactics of disruption, use the regular propaganda. They're mad at fucking leaflets, bro.
And our Deputy Commissioner of Counterterrorism and Intelligence will find out who it is. And we're going to be asking them some questions when we do.
So this is a piece of literature amongst many that was we recovered from NYU, and this is, like I said, one of many. But I just want to read this to you.
Can you hold it up, please?
Yep. It says, "Occupy the occupiers. Enter the temporary autonomous zone from New York to Gaza and across Turtle Island."
Occupy the occupiers, they're saying. This is violent rhetoric, violent language. Let me tell you something. I apologize for the words I'm about to read. Let me tell you, it's a trigger warning, as the fucking queer kids say, right? Trigger warning. All right, words of violence. I'm about to read some stuff from this fucking pamphlet that is about to fucking make you blow a gasket over here. All right, words of fucking violence. Silence in this moment is complicity, if you know what I'm fucking saying. I'm about to read something that's, what are the kids calling it? A fucking microaggression, right? All right, we're doing a microaggression over here. Hey!
Reclaim, destroy. Zionist business interests everywhere. Death to Israel real estate. Death to America unschooled. Long live the Intifada. So this
right? Think about how violent that is, right? They're using Arabic words over here. Intifada. Hey, yo, they said a fucking Arabic word. Hey, I thought this was post 9/11 America. You guys know about this fucking place over here? They call them halal guys. They're doing chicken and rice and it's fucking delicious. But they have the audacity to use Arabic words, brother. I'm fucking losing my mind.
Mindset of some of these protests, sure.
And did you have any greater difficulty at one of the colleges than another today?
No.
With resistance?
No, not at all. We gave the kids something they need to learn. We gave them options, multiple options, and
yeah, we gave them a lesson. We tried to make them as stupid as us by giving them fucking multiple concussions over here, but it didn't fucking work out, unfortunately, because they're trained.
What their options were is to, in NYU, leave peacefully, and a lot of them did, and that's what we want. A couple said, I want to be arrested. Okay, fine. And we said, okay, you're at the summons level. Don't resist, and you'll get a summons. That worked out fine. Here, the same thing. A couple kids took us up on the offer. A couple kids did not. You saw them being arrested. And I hope you captured, I know you captured, the complete hatred for Israel that was being spewed, and the hatred for the NYPD being spewed by the youth of this school. All right, and that's something to, it's upsetting as a father and as New York City people, correct?
The decision to raid came last night in conjunction with the college. Is that right?
Yeah, the two colleges presidents in writing requested what they needed, what they wanted, and I wouldn't call it a raid. I would call it just a removal of kids who were trespassing.
Yeah, it's not a fucking raid, all right? Yeah, we fired one fucking gun, all right? We fired one gun. You know how fucking good that is statistically speaking? You use live ammunition one fucking time, all of a sudden everyone's like, hey, you're doing a fucking raid over here. Listen, it's all right. It's called negligent discharge.
That's what I would call it. Okay.
And you know what? Let me just add. If you go on my social media page, this is very important. I took a picture of this.
My social media page. I love this cop. This is my favorite. He's doing his best.
Lessons on taking over a school. Can you believe that? Lessons on how to take over a school at NYU. Tell me that somebody's not radicalizing our students.
This guy's awesome. I love him, dude. He's like, look at this pamphlet. They're talking about taking over a school. It's so scary. Can you believe it?
What NYU student would do something like this? Somebody's behind this. Lessons on taking over a school. 1, out of the quad. 2, if you build, they will come. 4, listen to the organizers. 5, be prepared. Read the pamphlets.
Isn't that funny that like the scary thing that he's mentioning is basically talking about like, you know, momentum. Like how do you build momentum at school and grow your protest? And it literally is valid. Like not a single part of that was actually scary or fucked up or wrong. So I like that this is the greatest level of propaganda that they can conduct. The amount of resilience and the organizational capabilities of these students is so fucking phenomenal. It's actually so phenomenal. Bernie Sanders posted a video talking about the protest. Yeah, I saw. You know what? Let's start with Bernie. He had some good takes on this issue. Okay, I suspect he'll have some good takes on this issue, regardless of the fact that we are currently in a post-October 7th situation with Bernie Sanders. Let's see what he had to say.
Well, here it goes. I support the First Amendment of the United States Constitution.
Don't say it, Bernie. Dude, chill. Bernie, stop. Don't do it, Bernie.
What it says. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. End of quote. Let us be clear. Protests and demonstrations have played an enormously important and positive role in modern American history. Without protests led by Dr. King and others, we would not have made progress in eliminating segregation in America and combating racism. Without protests, women in America would still be second-class citizens.
Yeah, but like they shouldn't have been disruptive. You know what I mean? Like I think it's like women want to be able to vote, but it's like, why are they being so disruptive? Like I'm in support of women being able to vote, but like don't be so disruptive about it. You know what I mean? Like it's fine as long as it doesn't cause disorder. Same with the civil rights movement. It's like, I agree with black people. Sure, they should be able to drink from the same water fountain as white people and, you know, desegregate the schools and create a racial jungle, I guess, in the words that Joe Brandon used at the time. But like, don't be disruptive. Why are you being disruptive? Don't be disruptive, right? Like that's what I care about the most, I think. The disruption. Black people should be sitting at home, protesting from home, not going to bus stations and engaging in like boycotts and engaging in sit-ins at a restaurant. You know what I mean?
Unable to control their own bodies or have equal opportunities in the workforce. Without protests, many of our gay brothers and sisters would still be hiding their sexual identity. Today, on college campuses all over this country, students are exercising their constitutional right to protest. They are standing in opposition to American policy, which is providing billions of dollars for Netanyahu's right-wing extremist Israeli government's war against the Palestinian people. A war which has already killed 33,000 Palestinians and injured 77,000 more, 2/3 of whom are women and children. A war which has destroyed or damaged more than half of the housing in Gaza. A war which has essentially annihilated the healthcare system in Gaza. A war which has done incredible damage to the civilian infrastructure in Gaza, electricity, clean water, and sewage. A war which has bombed every one of the 13 universities in Gaza and left hundreds of thousands of children without schooling. In my view, demonstrations must...
I mean, I wouldn't call it a war, Bernardo, but, you know, I'd call it a genocide, but, you know, otherwise copied their flow.
Hey, listen, I agree with the protesters as much as the next guy, but they shouldn't be disorderly about... Of course, Black Lives Matter, but property damage? That is too...
You think this is the first time I've made this joke? Like, you think like I saw this video and that's where I arrived at the you know, you shouldn't be disruptive? I've been making this same exact joke with the exact same terms in the exact same sarcastic tone for the past 10 years. Okay, you know, much love to the Zoomer TikTokers and stuff like that, but come on now.
Be nonviolent. Not only is that the right thing to do, it is the...
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the outside agitators narrative keeps collapsing. So they've decided that it's just they're all terrorists, like the students are terrorists. The NYPD confirms that 99% of arrests at NYU were Indeed students, not outside agitators. The sad reality is that our schools are producing monsters, and it's now our job to slay them. Simple as that. Says Councilwoman Vicky Palladino. What are we doing here, bro? What are we doing? It's getting more and more hysterical by the moment. Sorry, we have no choice. You have to die. Why? Well, because you don't think it's awesome that our tax dollars and our tuition money is going to fund and facilitate an apartheid that has killed tens of thousands of babies. Think they'll walk back their statements about none of the protesters were students? No, dude, of course they won't. And no one will fucking hold them to account. Here is the problem. The actual outside agitators are the counter protesters, okay? They're like 70 fucking years old. Their median age is like 58, okay? The outside agitators are the police. The outside agitators are literally the media. Morning Joe is an outside agitator demanding that police violence happen at these college campuses for peacefully demonstrating. And they can't find anything that actually goes against that narrative. The reality of the matter is, even if they weren't fucking peaceful, I would still be on board with the movement and the momentum. It would make it much harder for me to defend it to a bunch of fucking liberals who literally refuse to get on board with a movement that they would otherwise agree with, as long as it's like fucking things up a little bit. But they're not even doing that. They're not even doing that. The students are being perfect optically by liberal standards. They're perfect victims. People are still lying about them. That's what's incredibly frustrating about this entire process, is that like these students have literally been damn near perfect, which is unimaginable. I've never seen it in any organized movement. There's always random people who get compassionate and say some insane shit, and then the media swarms them usually and makes it seem like this is what the values of the movement are. Actually, they work to bastardize the entirety of the movement. Who cares about the 60s? You break the law, you get arrested. You should care. The reason why you're saying that is because you would be saying that back then as well. Who cares about the 60s? Well, I'm showing this to you because guess what? This was also civil disobedience, and it was presented in the exact same way in the media. And of course, the majority opinion on that in that very moment was identical. Like, oh, well, why are they doing sit-ins? I agree with you, but also at the same time, two wrongs don't make a right. Brother, if you're going to come in 2024 into this chat and think that you're going to get away with saying that like civil disobedience during the civil rights movement was a wrong, I don't know what to tell you. None of these media narratives work. And I have tried my very best.
In Oregon.
I have tried my very best to desperately push back against the steady flow of misinformation. But of course, like, we don't have the same power to influence masses in the same way that like mainstream media can. So I'm trying my fucking best out here, and I'm sure you guys are as well. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter, because as long as the media will consistently say all of the wrong things and report on it with false framing and lie, and then never actually be held accountable for lying about things, it won't matter.